Hello, everyone. So, in this episode, I'm going to use the random starship add-on. Just have fun with it. So, I'm going to create a base mesh using the using the add-on, and then probably use random flow to accentuate the details. But first, yeah, first, um, not set it as weird drawing. Is taking its own time. I'm just searching for a shape that I can use. This actually looks good. This is with sub D. So this is actually the back part of the ship, and this is the front, which is going towards the negative y-axis, and the back is going towards the positive y-axis. And this is in Blender. This is the what the direction is in Blender. So say positive is going towards the top. Say negative is going towards the bottom. And for the Y, which is the front, and X the side, and the Z is the top down direction. Right, 16 half section. And for the scale interval to randomize at two half section. So scale interval means that for every two half section uh, generated, then the size of the hull will randomize. This is scale interval of 1. You can see the size. Some of the hull gets really thin because for every single hull section, the size of the hull is being randomized. It can also randomize the wing. If you like the body and doesn't don't like the wing extrusion, you can randomize its position. Welcome, Axel, and thanks. So yeah, when you like the wings, but When you like the body but don't like the wing position, you can of course still um, manipulate it. That I think this is the small wing structure. Yes, it's the small wing structure. Not so small, but length is just 2, and depth. So the depth is the extrusion amount. So let's set it to something like zero point 0.5 and then 1 for the maximum. To 10, it's to none. There we go. So what the wing limit does is limits for example, the none limits the extrusion to all faces. Doesn't limit the extrusion, but when you use sharp, it will only um, the wings will not extrude from faces um, that meets the sharp angle threshold of I think 30 degrees. So the angle threshold is not exposed here. So by default, it's I think it's 30 degrees. Greetings from the Philippines. You might be wondering where are the other wings. So we're trying to extrude 10 wings, but we only see like this one here, and that is because it is on the flip axis of the mirror. If we disable the mirror in Z, you can see that the other wings here. And if we disable the mirror also on the X axis, you can see all of the wings here. So um, for example, mirror X, you can see that we are mirroring this side here. So this wing part here is basically removed. So we can flip it. So we can keep the wing in that area instead, like that. But this part here is turned really ugly. So yeah, yeah, that's cool. But the wings are too. I think there's an area for the wings here. Yeah. So the wing area means the area of the face that is going to be extruded. So this is another limit control. So you can set it to something like point 2, points, not point 2, point 0.05 or point 0.02 to only extrude from faces that have this area. So point 0.05. You can also increase the subdivision. There we go. And decrease the wing count, 7.5. There we go. And we can randomize the wing seed. So if the wing does not, you can just manually, if the, okay, I think this one's good. So what I was about to say is if the wing keeps constantly appearing on one area, then you can just confirm the result and manually remove it like that and close the mesh. Okay, let's generate another one. Set this aside. Oops, not the skin vectors. Random starship, but this time we're going to create a something that has only five hull section. So this is using the alien shapes preset, but I modified the wings to reduce the wing rotation to 5 degrees for both the large and the small, and also the wing length has been reduced to 2. So the preset is originally using 45 degrees for the wing rotation, and the wing length is something like 5. So I reduced that to 2. So basically make the ship less weird. You can increase the scale interval to 2. So if you want wider ships, you can um, modify the base scale in the x-axis like that, or tall ships. Oh no, the y-axis. You can also do that. Longer ships, I think, but that will also distort the details. So there's also the z-axis for wider ship at the z-axis. So let's just try the z-axis. Let's create a really chubby ship. This is level 2, and I'm going to play around with just level 1. There's the subdivision. Oh, no, no, not that. Okay. So subdivision level 4 gives us more phases, but will slow down the operation. And also you can make it, I think the bump count. Let's use the bump count and also the um, scale this down in the z-axis like that. Uniform scale is 100%. There we go. It's a bit thin. And okay, let's look for a shape that actually works. It's 90 degrees, 30 degrees. Oh, it doesn't work with okay. That's what it looks good. But let's try the other preset, like the wing sharp. So this is the wing sharp preset, and I'm going to use the limit smooth. Um, limits smooth, the base limit smooth. The null section, and in the plating, in the detail, we want to increase the depth of the extrusion. And here, 0.01, and you can also the make the size property, make the min max smaller to generate more detail. Okay, going back to the soft base. Yeah, that looks good as well. So after generating the somebody asked about the UVs. So this is actually already UV based on the extruded plate insets that was generated. So in some cases, it may needs further work, but you already have for example, you can just after the confirming the pricing, you can just unwrap and you have this. So some results may need more work, but you already have this at the start. So you're not going to go around and just manually doing all this UV sim stuff from zero. We already have this template. So what you will do for the most part is just, of course, breaking up loops like this. But for most of the islands, it's already done for you. So unlike this one here, you just unwrap and you have this. So some islands, like here, for example, means you can UV this in from the mesh or in the UV island editor and just UV map it again. But most of the work is already done. Okay, so let's try and UV this too. Not UV this, shade these two using the materials that comes with the run of flow add-on using the append materials operator. So um, mesh shading append materials, and for these two, I'm going to use the dye materials. I'm going to use the random panel soft UV. So this means that this material is using UV mapping, and also I'm going to give this a vertex color, a base vertex color for the grand shader node to multiply on. So run the vertex color. Let's just do this individually to make it faster. So presets, no saturation, just black and white, or gradations of black and white. Set this to island. There's no island here. So let's set it to sharp and set the no 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 no. We're going to mess up the mark sharp. So do not use the mark sharp, just sharp. This is already marked sharp. So and create hard gradient, give it 3 steps and randomize. You can vary the vertex color. This is quad, so using dirty vertex color works fine here. Okay, also this one, random vertex color, can of course randomize. Okay, so I'm just gonna save this to test two. Let's view the effect of the shaders. But first, I'm going to add the vertex color and control it with a color ramp. Okay, HDRI, and remove the background of the HDRI from the viewport render. Okay, so this is what we get from the shader. So is my voice breaking up when I'm speaking while the viewport is rendering? Uh, so that's because my noise cancellation software is tied to the GPU. So I'm just gonna speak when the viewport is not rendering. So let's view the viewport, the shader. Okay, now I'm going to basically activate the lights UV group node that is also a part of the grunge node setup that is appended by the add-on. So this is connected to the emission, but the strength is set to 0. Let's try and set this to something like 50. So the only problem with this is it doesn't respect symmetry. When you're using the mirror modifier, you can see that the lights are not in symmetry or mirrored. Now, having no symmetry is good for some situation because I mean asymmetry. Having asymmetry for some situation is good because it's more realistic. But I think sometimes symmetry is sometimes more pretty to look at. So you can randomize the placement using the offset. So this is basically what the light UV look like or how it works. First, there's the outer scale, which is the big areas, square areas, and then those square areas contains the inner scale or the smaller square areas that lights up. So if I increase the factor, this is the outer scale, and this is the inner scale. Okay, so that's what makes up those lights. And as for the shader, I originally wanted to use the JS placement texture for this, but as per request of the author to not use his stuff anymore for commercial endeavors, what I did is just create the detail. So let me go to the image editor, and this is the detail being used by the So I generated this using the random flow add-on on a plane and then baked it. And this is for the hard panel hard UV material. And this is for the material that we are using now, the soft, hard panel soft UV material. Okay, this is the one. These are about 4K textures, and yeah. So um, I made it real simple and light as well. But you can definitely change these two textures here. So this is the color and this is the normal. So you can change this yourself. You can these materials are basically just starting templates for you to study. If you're new to Blender, you can open up this group nodes. So I really hate group nodes that are overly complicated. So I like really simple node setups so other people can understand it. And also me, so when I look at it like after not seeing it a while, I want to really like understand it when I look at it and not forget about the connection because it's too complicated. Okay, so let's create the exhaust. For the exhaust, you can just manually modify you can actually blend this or just modify some part of it to emit the texture or just draw something. Oh, the last part is supposed to be included. So this is the creative flow add-on. Okay, and so I'm just going to triangulate this in-gun areas, and then Alt J to codify to basically codify them back. So these triangles here, uh, we can of course just keep them because they're just triangles. It's not too big of a deal with triangles. Okay, materials, vertex color material, but not use vertex color and use rename this as emit. Change this to emission, a, a shader, emission, and also draw something here. Again, if you want to quantify, just pick the n faces, triangulate, then Alt J to uh, quantify, and then reassign the emit material here. So we have our tiny exhaust. And let's do something simple here. Just draw the face, triangulate, and then quantify. Let's do a cleanup, and materials, assign material, emit. Okay, let's make this softer. Um, Control T or J and remove this. So we still end up with quads, but yeah, this one here, Control T, and we can get rid of this. Okay, going to try and create a ground plane, and in order to basically light up the unders the belly of the ships. Let's name this as ground or floor ground. So my advice with materials as you create them in Blender is to name them as you make them, so you don't get confused when there's already too many of them in the scene. Same with meshes as well. Get in the habit of naming them as you make them. So what I like about Random Starship is that it's quite believable. For even in close-up renders. Okay, let's add more doodads using the on the flow add-on, the spiky things. Okay, but first I'm going to limit the selection using the. Oh, by the way, the I'm going to write the online documentation for Random Starship before continuing on with Random Flow. So in the end, I only have the big add-ons to write the online documentation for, which is Random Flow and also Creative Flow. You can the add-ons already have the working online documentation link in their preferences, but you can check the online documentation as it progresses in blendergapi.com. Filter select. This filters the selection based on the shortest edge in the face selection. And then I'm going to activate link blood faces to reselect some of those faces that have been lost. Okay, probably not include this one here. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it does get the job done for most situation. Okay, let's try and generate the spikes just to break up the profile. So random cells, and this is going to be individual depth cells. And then to decrease the size of this, I'm just going to increase the subdivision. Also, the pool size, let's try something like 50, 25, I mean, not 50. We'll see. So once the source mesh has a material, then the most of the random operators will inherit the active material from the source mesh to the random result, like that, which is the active material. So we're going to use this to select the other material. There we go. So as you can see, it breaks up the profile of the ship by just generating some simple geometry. And you know where I saw this? I saw this in Robotech. You know the old cartoons, Robotech, the Centratis ships. Those are really simple, just long ships. And what the artist did to break the profile of the ship was to one of the things they did is to, like, give the Centrata ships those spikes, and it's kind of what I try to achieve here. Filter select and random cells and reduce the size of the spikes by increasing subdivision. Randomize the position using the pulse width property. What happens if you don't like the position of the I want position of the spikes, I want to change it later. Then you can just delete it because it's this process is non-destructive. You can just delete it and then choose the source mesh again and then use the operator again. This is what it looks like when we're looking up. So those shape profiles are really good. I really like it, especially this longer shape here, and also this one. This is really good. Yeah. So that's it for this. Yeah, that is it for this video. And if you're watching this in YouTube and the recorded version, thank you for watching. Thank you for the ones that have tuned in for this stream. And I hope you learned something about random flow and also random starship. If you have any questions in YouTube, use the comment section or the links in the description. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.